Thank you, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to your City Hall. I'm glad that we could all gather today during this sad occasion and bring strength to one another. And before I offer a few comments, I do want to take a moment to thank all of the members of our city family, our city employees, our general managers, our commissioners who are here and who helped to make tonight possible. And I also especially want to give respect and thanks to my colleagues on the Los Angeles City Council who've joined us here as part of our family tonight, as they can always be counted on to be part of our family, our Armenian family, our Armenian American family. Councilmember Mitch O'Farrell, Councilmember Nuri Martinez, who are here with us and now. Thank you both very much for being here and showing your solidarity with our cause. We were also joined earlier by Councilmember Marquise Harris-Dawson and Councilmember David Rue. So members of the City Council from across Los Angeles, from every ethnicity, joining in common purpose with us today. This last 10 days has been a time of searing pain and fear and unease for Armenian Americans. It's been a time more difficult than any I can remember in recent memory. As we've seen the reports coming from Artsakh, as we've seen on social media, we've seen in communications from friends that we have there and in harris-dawson, of the horrible, unprovoked, unjustified, criminal military action by the Azeri military and its president against the peaceful people of Artsakh. It has been a horrible thing to watch. And I know for my family, for everyone here, it's been difficult. For my family, it's been especially difficult to watch, as we've seen the land where my wife and I made the decision to christen our children in a 900-year-old Armenian church in Artsakh, as we've seen that land under attack, as we've seen the president of that proud people standing up in defense of his country, the very same president that we welcomed to this city hall when our city council recognized the sovereignty of Artsakh and recognized and honored President Sahakian. It's very, very difficult for us as Armenians to watch this. But it should be difficult for every American. And every American should stand in solidarity with us in this cause. Because as Americans, when we think of our own history, we think of those patriots who started the Boston Tea Party and who took arms against the British at Lexington and Concord. And we think about the courage that it took for those early Americans to stand up against the mightiest empire on earth. A small little group of people who demanded self-determination. We take great pride in that as Americans. But we should also, as Americans, take great pride in those courageous Armenians who stood up in Republic Square and put their fists up and said, Karabakh, Karabakh, in the 1990s. We should think about those Karabakhtsis who stood up in Stepanakert and said, we have had enough, we demand self-determination. It is the same as the demand of self-determination that our own American forefathers set forth over 2 centuries ago. When we think of the courage of the early American military forces standing up, the strength and the perseverance that they demonstrated at Valley Forge, we take great pride in that. But if you have been, as I have, in Shushi, and you have looked down the cliffs into the gorge at Shushi, and you realize the sacrifice and the strength and the perseverance of the Armenian forces in liberating that city, then you should take equally pride in that strength and that perseverance as well. And when our forefathers in this country signed the Declaration of Independence and put their own lives and sacred honor at risk by signing that document, we take great pride in that. But we should also equally take great pride in the Armenians of Artsakh who voted by referendum to break away from the Soviet Union, to declare their independence, their sovereignty. We should respect that, and we should join in them in that demand for independence, for sovereignty, and for recognition. Every American needs to feel that this is their cause, and we should feel kinship with the people of Artsakh, and we should demand that our government in Washington do likewise. We must take this opportunity to demand that the United States government recognizes the independence of Artsakh, holds the Azeris accountable for their aggression, for their war crimes, that we investigate the atrocities that have taken place and hold the perpetrators accountable. We as Americans have to demand that of our own American government, and it's up to you to make sure that that happens. It's fine for us to come together and draw strength from one another, but my friends, it's not enough. We can't stand here together tonight and then go home and say we've done enough. We have to remember our own history as well. We have to remember the resistance of the remainders of the Armenian people during the genocide, when they were surrounded by more powerful Turkish forces at Sardarabad. And we have to remember that every Armenian was called to battle by the bells of Echmiadzin as they rang out, and every shopkeeper, every elderly person, every child, every blacksmith did what they could do to defend the nation. It may not have been taking arms. Maybe they were too elderly to be able to do that, but they brought food, they brought medicine, they gave comfort to those who were fighting. My friends, the bells are ringing again, and it's up to you to come to the defense of our nation. So each and every one of you, as you're here tonight, we share in the light of these candles, but we have to also share in action taking place tomorrow and every day after that, between now and April 24th and beyond, to demand action from the United States government. Only if the United States acts will we finally have permanent, sustainable peace and a free and independent and sovereign Republic of Artsakh, just as we enjoy our free and independent and sovereign United States of America. We have to join in their cause as well, and that, my friends, is up to you. So the bells are ringing. Please respond and ensure that our people in Artsakh continue to survive and continue to flourish. Thank you all very, very much for being here with us tonight. It's my great pleasure now also to recognize, as well as my colleagues on the City Council, we're also joined by Supervisor Michael Antonovich, a great and longtime friend of the Armenian people. Supervisor?